Welcome to Dogs Info. Entering into the room just to stare at you almost like they are your own personal bodyguard? You might think they are simply bored or hoping for a quick treat. But there is actually a fascinating, deeply psychological reason behind this behavior. Every single time your pup stops what they are doing to check on you, they are trying to communicate something absolutely crucial. In this video, we are going to reveal 14 surprising scientifically backed reasons why your dog simply cannot leave you alone. You will be completely amazed to discover what is really going on inside their mind. Let us uncover the hidden secrets behind those watchful eyes. Number 1, the ancient protective instinct. To truly understand your dog, we have to look far back into their evolutionary history. Dogs are the direct descendants of wild wolves, and those ancient ancestors left a massive permanent legacy of protective instincts hardwired into the brains of our modern furry friends. In the unforgiving wilderness, a wolfpack's survival heavily depended on flawless teamwork, constant vigilance, and mutual protection. If one member of the pack was caught off guard, the entire family was put at extreme risk. This deeply ingrained protective behavior has been seamlessly passed down to the domestic dogs we know and love today. They view their human owners as the absolute most vital members of their pack, and they feel an intense intrinsic biological need to protect you. This behavior becomes especially evident in homes with small children, elderly family members, or individuals who might be feeling unwell or physically vulnerable. In these specific situations, dogs become even more vigilant and highly attentive. When your dog randomly walks into your home office, stares at you for a few quiet seconds, and then walks away, they are essentially doing a perimeter check. They are simply ensuring that their pack is safe, accounted for, and fully protected from any potential unseen threats. They are your silent, ever watchful guardian. Number 2, seeking a reassuring sense of security. While your dog certainly wants to protect you, the dynamic completely flips in the other direction as well. They desperately rely on you to feel safe in a chaotic world. Dogs experience life with sensory inputs that are vastly sharper and more intense than ours. Their hearing is incredibly sensitive, and their noses pick up complex chemical changes in the air that we are completely oblivious to. Because their senses are so highly tuned, they can easily feel threatened or overwhelmed by seemingly ordinary external stimuli, like a stranger walking past the window, the distant rumble of a delivery truck, or sudden loud noises. Frequently checking on you helps them instantly feel reassured that everything in their environment is actually okay. For a dog, simply knowing that you are sitting quietly nearby dramatically reduces their internal anxiety. If a strange sound or an unfamiliar smell is detected outside, your dog might feel an urgent need to run to your side to make sure you are safe, which in turn makes them feel significantly more at ease. If they look at your face and see that you are calm and unbothered by the thunder or the siren outside, they borrow your calm energy. This specific checking behavior is an incredibly effective coping mechanism, allowing your dog to ensure their environment is fully under control and that their ultimate protector is still standing guard. Number 3, underlying health or cognitive issues. Sometimes a sudden noticeable increase in how often your dog checks on you can be a quiet red flag regarding their physical well-being. Certain health problems, particularly canine cognitive dysfunction, which is essentially dog dementia, or other hidden medical conditions, can cause dogs to behave very differently. If an older dog suddenly starts pacing the house and needing to be in your exact line of sight at all times, keeping a constant eye on you might be a reflection that something is biologically wrong. For example, dogs experiencing cognitive decline often feel heavily disoriented, confused, and highly anxious even in the house they have lived in their entire lives. The layout of the living room might suddenly feel terrifyingly unfamiliar to their aging brain. So they frantically seek deep comfort in their owner's constant familiar presence. You are their only solid anchor in a world that suddenly does not make sense. Additionally, other hidden medical conditions such as arthritis, vision loss, or silent internal pain might cause your dog immense discomfort, leading them to constantly seek your proximity for soothing security. It is incredibly important to observe this behavior closely. If you notice significant sudden changes in how clingy your dog has become, a thorough veterinary checkup is always the smartest step to ensure they are not silently suffering. Number 4, Velcro dog syndrome and past trauma. Some dogs develop an intense, almost overwhelming attachment to their owners, following them from room to room like a furry shadow and never letting them out of their sight. In the canine behavioral world, this is widely known as Velcro dog syndrome. This extreme behavior is incredibly common in dogs that have experienced significant past trauma, severe anxiety, or abrupt changes in their living situations. Dogs that have gone through incredibly tough experiences like abandonment, moving through multiple stressful shelter systems, or past abuse tend to cling desperately to their new owners as their absolute only source of safety and comfort in the universe. They check on you constantly because they have a deep-seated lingering fear that if they look away, you might disappear just like things in their past did. Moreover, certain breeds like Vistlis Dobermans and Labrador Retrievers are biologically more predisposed to this Velcro behavior due to their deeply loving human-dependent nature. While it can certainly feel flattering and comforting to have your dog always hovering around you, offering you endless love, it is highly important to help these anxious dogs gently develop self-confidence and independence. Providing them with a safe, cozy space of their own ensures they do not suffer from crippling separation anxiety the moment you actually have to leave the house. Number 5, the need for play and mental stimulation. Dogs are incredibly social, intelligent animals that absolutely love to play and interact with their human families. They possess a massive amount of physical and mental energy that needs to be burned off every single day. Even when they know you are incredibly busy staring at your computer screen or folding laundry, they constantly hope for a sudden chance to interact and have fun. Their constant physical presence in your doorway is a polite, hopeful way of reminding you that they are fully charged and ready for a moment of fun anytime you are. But if your dog is always aggressively checking on you, nudging your elbow with their wet nose, or dropping a soggy toy directly onto your lap, it might be a clear sign that they need significantly more daily stimulation. A bored dog is a dog that will constantly check on you to see if your status has changed from boring human to fun playmate. Investing time in proper training, taking longer daily walks, and providing interactive puzzle toys can wonderfully help teach your dog how to entertain themselves. By giving them a job to do or a puzzle to solve, you not only improve your dog's daily routine and overall behavior, but you also deeply strengthen the bond between you two by fulfilling their biological need for mental enrichment. Number 6, accidental positive reinforcement. Here is a fascinating truth that completely surprises many dog owners without ever meaning to. You might actually be expertly training your dog to check on you constantly. Dogs are absolute masters of analyzing cause and effect. They learn by closely watching the immediate results of their actions. Every single time your dog wanders into your room to check on you, what do you usually do? You likely stop typing on your computer, look down at them, smile warmly, and say, "Hey, buddy." Or you reach down to give them a quick, loving scratch behind the ears. Dogs instantly pick up on this positive shift in your mood and behavior by actively rewarding them with your undivided attention, sweet affection, or even an occasional treat. When they pop their head through the doorway, you are strongly encouraging this exact behavior to happen again. In their highly logical mind, the equation is incredibly simple. Walking into the office equals getting a wonderful, loving reward. To avoid reinforcing this behavior excessively, especially if you are trying to work or desperately need some personal space, it is incredibly important to set clear boundaries. You can gently ignore the check-ins during your focused working hours and consciously offer your loving rewards only at appropriate designated times. This beautifully teaches your dog how to behave with a more balanced, relaxed sense of independence. Number 7, upholding the daily routine. Dogs are creatures of absolute undeniable habit. They deeply love strict routines. Because predictability brings an immense sense of peace and order to a human world that can often seem totally chaotic and confusing to them. A well-established daily routine gives your dog a powerful sense of security and a feeling of control over their environment. They have an incredible internal biological clock. They know exactly when it is time to wake up, when the mail carrier usually arrives, when dinner should be served, and when the evening walk is. Acknowledging their warning with a calm, reassuring voice lets them know that you successfully received the message and that you have the situation completely under control, allowing them to finally relax and return to their nap. Number 9, pure love and companionship. Sometimes the reason your dog cannot leave you alone is the simplest and most beautiful reason of all. Dogs simply love their owners beyond measure, and they genuinely like to see them even briefly. This constant checking behavior is a pure unfiltered expression of the massive emotional bond they share with you. To a deeply bonded dog, the owner's mere physical presence provides a profound sense of comfort and well-being, making them feel incredibly loved and protected. They feel the overwhelming need to check on you and be close to you out of pure genuine affection and a deep desire for companionship. When your dog walks into the room, rests their chin gently on your knee, and looks up at you with soft eyes, they are experiencing a massive surge of oxytocin, the exact same chemical responsible for the feeling of love in humans. This constant search for proximity is their way of actively maintaining and strengthening the emotional tether between you. By recognizing, accepting, and deeply valuing these quiet, fleeting moments, you help nurture the incredibly special once-in-a-lifetime relationship you share with your four-legged best friend. They check on you simply because you are the absolute center of their entire universe. Number 10, Natural Curiosity and Canine FOMO. Dogs are naturally intensely curious creatures. They possess a very strong hardwired instinct to continuously explore, investigate, and completely understand their surroundings. This boundless curiosity naturally extends directly to their owners and the various daily activities you perform around the house. Your dog might check on you frequently simply to satisfy their burning curiosity about what exactly you are doing or to investigate sudden changes in the environment. If you suddenly stand up from the couch and walk into the kitchen, your dog's brain immediately fires off a series of questions. Are you getting a snack? Are you grabbing the leash? Are we going on a car ride? They desperately want to know if something interesting or delicious is happening, and more importantly, if they are allowed to join in on the fun. In modern terms, dogs suffer from a massive case of canine FOMO, the fear of missing out. They view themselves as an integral active part of the family unit, and they do not want to be left behind if an exciting family activity is taking place. This behavior is a highly effective way for them to stay completely engaged, mentally stimulated, and involved in the daily mechanics of the household. Encouraging your dog's natural curiosity keeps them sharp, interested, and incredibly happy. Number 11, the secure base effect for exploration. This next reason dives deep into the fascinating psychology of attachment theory, proving just how sophisticated the canine mind truly is. In human child development, psychologists frequently discuss a powerful phenomenon known as the secure base effect. This occurs when a human toddler feels brave and confident enough to wander off and explore a brand new playground, but they will constantly stop, turn around, and look back at their parent just to make sure they are still watching and available. Extensive scientific studies have proven that deeply bonded domestic dogs utilize this exact same psychological mechanism with their human owners. When your dog is out exploring a new hiking trail, sniffing the bushes in the backyard, or investigating a new toy in the living room, you might notice them abruptly stop their activity and trot quickly over to check on you. They are not asking for a treat, and they are not scared. They are essentially touching base by visually and physically confirming that you are still sitting on the couch and confident enough to go right back to exploring the terrifying massive world around them. It is a beautiful, deeply touching display of how much your steady presence empowers them to be courageous. Number 12, mirroring your emotional state. This is perhaps one of the most remarkable, deeply moving, and highly empathetic reasons your dog constantly checks on you throughout the day. Dogs possess an absolutely incredible capacity for empathy and emotional contagion. They do not just live in your house. They are biologically tethered to your emotional and physical state. Scientific research has definitively revealed that dogs can literally smell the chemical changes in your body, such as sudden sharp spikes in cortisol, which is your primary stress hormone. When you are having a terrible day, feeling highly anxious about a work presentation, or silently crying on the sofa after a heartbreak, your dog's highly sensitive nose detects that chemical shift instantly. Furthermore, they expertly read the subtle drooping changes in your body language and the heavy, ragged shifts in your breathing pattern. When they constantly check on you during these difficult dark moments, they are absolutely not asking for anything for themselves. They are mirroring your emotional state and checking in because their pack leader is clearly in severe distress. They desperately want to physically lean their heavy body against you, offer a comforting presence, and actively try to soothe your frazzled nervous system. Their constant quiet presence during your lowest moments is a stunning, undeniable display of their raw, unfiltered empathy and their desperate desire to see you happy and emotionally balanced. Once again, number 13, thermal comfort and environmental assessment. Sometimes the reason your dog keeps popping into the room to check on you is highly practical and rooted in their physical comfort. Dogs are experts at seeking out the absolute best environmental conditions in the house. But they heavily rely on you to facilitate those perfect conditions. Because dogs naturally run warmer than humans with a baseline body temperature around 101 degrees, they are constantly moving around the house to regulate their internal temperature. They might leave the warm living room to go lay on the cool bathroom tile, but they do not want to be entirely separated from you. So, they will frequently wake up from their nap, walk back into the living room to check your location and assess whether you are moving to a different, perhaps more comfortable part of the house. They are essentially checking to see if the pack is migrating. If you move to the bedroom and turn on the ceiling fan, they want to be the first to know so they can follow you and enjoy the cool breeze. They view you as the ultimate controller of resources. You operate the doors, you control the thermostat, and you open the windows. By constantly keeping tabs on your location, they ensure that they are always perfectly positioned to take advantage of the most comfortable, highly optimized environment you have created. They are checking in to make sure they are not missing out on a better, more comfortable napping spot by your side. Number 14, nighttime micro-awakenings and sleep synchronization. Our final reason happens when the sun goes down, and it is a behavior that most dog owners completely sleep through. We tend to falsely assume that when a dog goes to sleep, they are completely passed out for the entire night just like we are. However, because of their deep-seated ancient protective instincts, dogs actually experience numerous micro-awakenings while you are completely unconscious and dreaming in your bed. Throughout the long, dark night, a bonded dog will briefly wake up multiple times to perform silent, rapid check-ins on their sleeping owner. During these stealthy, micro-awakenings, they might simply lift their head just an inch off the mattress to listen to the settling sounds of the house. They might take a quick deep sniff of your face just to ensure your breathing is steady, normal, and calm. They might gently shift their body weight until a single paw is softly touching your leg just to verify you haven't moved away in the dark. Once their tiny biological checklist is entirely complete and they know the pack leader is perfectly safe, they drop right back into a deep sleep within seconds. You almost never notice it happening, but your dog is quietly, faithfully auditing your safety all night long. Furthermore, they are actively attempting to synchronize their internal sleep cycles with yours, ensuring that they wake up the exact moment you do, ready to face the brand new day together as a unified team. The bond between a human and a dog is truly one of the most magnificent, complex, and beautiful relationships in the entire world. Every single time they check on you, whether it is during a loud thunderstorm, a quiet afternoon, or the middle of the night, they are proving just how deeply their life is entirely intertwined with yours. They are not just pets. They are dedicated guardians, empathetic companions, and our absolute best friends. We absolutely love hearing about your amazing companions and the unique, funny, or deeply touching ways they show their love. Does your dog act like your personal relentless shadow around the house? Please share your wonderful stories in the comments section down below. And do not forget to tell us your beloved dog's name. We cannot wait to read all about the furry friends who constantly keep an eye on. Supposed to happen when there are sudden interruptions or delays. In this predictable daily routine, perhaps you are working unusually late at your desk or you decided to sleep in on a weekend. They might start checking on you with increasing anxious frequency to ensure everything is still on track. This urgent need to physically confirm the routine is especially evident right around their feeding or exercise times. Your dog is essentially coming into the room to politely act as your furry alarm clock, checking to make sure you have not somehow forgotten about their highly important daily activities. Maintaining a highly consistent, predictable routine is one of the absolute best ways to significantly reduce your dog's daily anxiety, minimize their stressful pacing, and keep them feeling entirely secure in their home. Number 8. Communicating environmental events. Dogs act as the ultimate neighborhood scouts for your household. They like to keep their beloved owners highly informed about absolutely everything that is happening in and around their shared territory. They are extremely observant and hyperattentive to the slightest shifts in sounds, smells, and visual movements in their environment. When something completely out of the ordinary occurs, like another dog walking past the front window, the neighbor's cat hopping over the backyard fence, or a delivery driver dropping a package loudly on the front porch, they feel an intense, overwhelming biological need to share this breaking news with you. This specific checking behavior is a brilliant instinctual form of canine communication and an ancient way to strengthen the tactical social bond between you both. Your dog might abruptly leave their comfortable bed, quickly trot over to you, let out a low boof, or intensely stare directly into your eyes to get your immediate attention. They are essentially saying, "Did you hear that? I need to make sure you are fully aware of what is happening outside our den." Thing for watching, and like and subscribe, share please.